Hi, good afternoon. I was just at the skate park, so I'm probably looking at a bit of a mess. I'm just waiting to pick my daughter up from school, and I was having a conversation with a younger guy. He was about 16 years old, and he'd been through some hard things. And while he was talking about the things he'd gone through, I stopped him for a minute, and I had to just say, "Hey, this is super important." He was telling me about some of the hard things he'd gone through in life, and everybody that I know, and even people I don't know, we've all gone through some hard things. We all have things we didn't plan for. We all have things we didn't want to go a certain way, and they didn't go our way, right? Everybody has that. You can't plan for it. They just happen. But here's what I told this guy. He was telling me a couple of stories about what had happened to him in his life. He'd been expelled from a couple of schools. And as he told me the stories, both of them had the same common thing. He told me the stories as if they were not his fault. And I come across this in lots of different ways, and I'm even guilty of this myself. And I'll tell you about one very good example in a minute. First of all, let me tell you how you should look at things. Nothing in the world is not your fault. You have to look at everything as if it's your fault. People say, "Oh, I don't have enough money to do something." Well, that's maybe because you don't have the right job, and not having the right job or not getting paid enough, that is your fault. That's something you can change. Oh, you don't have enough qualifications. Go to school, go find those qualifications, go do that, learn that, research it, get online, start doing it. Everything is your fault in life, and I'm going to name one thing that was my fault, and it really was very horrible for me and horrible for my business and horrible for my family. Many years ago, and everybody knows, I used to run a corporation that I built from pretty much the change on the bedroom floor to a $300,000 a year business. And I got into bed with the wrong partner. At one point, I was working in a location whereby my business partner would not pay me. He would basically just not pay me the money he owed me, and ended up always owing me a lot of money. And that really hurt my family financially and hurt me financially. And at the time, looking back, I would sit there and I would blame that person, and I would blame him for all of my issues. And here's how we reframe that. It's very simple. And eventually I did do this. I turned around one day and I said, "This is my fault. The only reason I'm getting ripped off, the only reason I'm not getting paid is because I'm here. And I don't have to be here. I'm going to go do something else." And that's why today, that was like four or 5 years ago, today I work in sales, because a certain day I said, "That's enough, I'm done." And I went and found another job, and I shut down my company and walked away from that business opportunity. And I walked away from something that was earning $300,000, $400,000 a year, and got a sales job. That was pretty hard to do, but the company was making $300,000, $400,000 a year. I wasn't getting paid hardly anything, and my family was suffering, and we were broke as hell, and had a very frustrated life. And all of that was my fault. So I moved on, did something different, and made a change. And now I'm rebuilding and changing everything in my life, and building a new business and doing other things, because tomorrow is a different day. Today is not going to be the same. But you have to look at everything in your life as being your fault. Take responsibility for everything in your life. Something happens to you, you get in a car accident, something went wrong, it's your fault. Whatever. It is what it is. You just got to look at life that way. And as long as you know that you're responsible for it, it means that you can change it. And that's absolutely true for nearly everything in your life. You can change your environment, you can change everything, and you can make your life better. It's plain and simple. That's how it works.